What do sex and murder have to do with the meaning of life? So I grew up watching these TV shows like Ozzie and Harriet and Leave It to Beaver, but my home life wasn't quite like that. For example, there was a night my stepfather got especially drunk and he came at me with his fists flying. I managed to land one of those punches that you only see in the movies, and the old man dropped unconscious onto the kitchen floor right under the gun rack that held the weapons that he liked to threaten me with. My brother looked down at him and looked up at the gun rack and he said, "Should we kill him?" And I had to think for a minute, and I finally said, probably not. Beside my nightly troubles at home, my mind during the day was completely obsessed with the beautiful girls in my neighborhood. So the world outside my head and the world inside my head were kind of a chaotic mess. After I came within inches of getting thrown out of the local community college, I decided that I really had no future as a tough guy, and I decided to become a psychologist. Having grown up so close to the gutter actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise for me. I was able to turn my rotten, early, younger experiences into testable hypotheses. To give you one example, I actually asked my students, the kids who had actually grown up in those Ozzie and Harriet suburbs, whether they'd ever had a fantasy about killing another person. And it turns out that the vast majority of them had. Now, at this point in my life, I'm hanging out with another kind of a troublemaking crowd, a group of intellectual troublemakers, evolutionary psychologists, and I was studying these topics like sexual infidelity and why dirty old men are interested in beautiful younger women and racist stereotypes, and just to name a few. What an evolutionary perspective does is it takes a cold, hard look at what's inside here. By looking at those simple, selfish biases that we inherited from our ancestors, we've actually been able to get some insights into the higher reaches of human nature. To understand, for example, why people go to church, why they invest in the stock market, why artists spend so much time dedicated to their work or to their poetry. If you understand those simple, selfish biases, you can get a better understanding of the more complex and more positive side of human nature. To put it in Oscar Wilde's terms, if you want to be able to look up at the stars, you've got to first be willing to look in the gutter. What does sex and murder have to do with the meaning of life? Everything.